Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be. I am Mezzo9, and welcome once again to my Magiquarry mezzanine. Today, I'm going to be... well, my intention is to start cleaning up the taint today. But before I do that, I'm going to want to have that stuff that I've been working on, because it's a dangerous place when there's taint. Anywhere that there's taint is dangerous. So, I need to finish off the component wand cores, and then carve them into the staff. Well, not carve them, but you know what I mean. Infuse them to make the staff. So I've got the first one of those wand cores set up here, which is the fire wand core. I finally found myself a blaze rod rather, in the Nightlands world. Nylands rather, because I missed the T when I was typing it. Oh no, I've renamed it now anyway, so it's all good. Still Nightlands though. Anyway, so the first one I've got set up here, the fire rod with the blaze rod. That also takes fire shards and Salus Mundus, just as you'd expect based on the other ones. Stupid enchant, not even an enchanter, I'm just getting my words wrong. Just getting him away though. Anyway, so I've got the essentials set up in here as well for once. I think I might start doing this regularly, because it's a bit easier to see when they're right in front of you. So, like all of them, it takes 12 of the relevant Primal Essentia, in this case Ignis. It takes 6 Praecontatio, which all of them take, so I've got that set up here in the middle. And this one also takes 6 Bestia, as it's, well, I wouldn't quite call it a unique Essentia, but it's the only one of the rods that takes that, and each one has something different. I've got the other ones there as well, so I can just get straight on with them when this is done. So, just to go through that again, that is a blaze rod infused with Salus Mundus and a fire shard, as well as 6 Praecontatio, 12 Ignis, and 6 Bestia, and this is going to make you your fire wand core. A wand made with this wand core will automatically regenerate fire V, which is always handy, especially if you're using that flamethrower core. That just knocked something off, didn't it? Let's put this back on. I think it knocked something off. It sounded like it knocked something off. There we go. Yeah, it did, because that's gone now. Okay, so that's the first of our cores. That is the fire one. I've said that so many times. Blazing rod it's called. Well, it would have been useful for me to remember that earlier. Let's close that. Next up, we need the... well, it doesn't matter which order we make them in, but I'm going to do... I've done the water one, shut up. I'm going to do the air one next, which takes these 3 ingredients. It's all infused into a... well, it says reed, but it's actually sugarcane. And you can get reeds in some mod packs. They don't work for this. I don't think they do. I've never tried, but I'd assume that they don't. Again, we're having Salus Mundus on this back one. And on the front, we've got the air shard. And of course, as well as the 6 Praecontatio, we've got 12 air and 6 Motus being infused into this one. So, let's get that running already. And like the others, this will regenerate air V. I believe it's up to 10% or just 10V or something like that. It's not a lot, but it's better than nothing. And it's not exactly a quick regeneration, but again, it's better than nothing. Which, all the other ones, they don't regenerate V. So that's the next core. You know, I've just realised I haven't set up the final core, which is the complicated one, but I can pause the recording and then go and do that next. So finally, we've got the earth core. Takes an obsidian in the middle, of course the earth shard, and the Salus Mundus, the 6 Praecontatio, the 12 Terra, and we're putting in 6 Tenebrae for this one. I wouldn't really have associated that with earth myself, but that's apparently how it does it. So let's get that started up. The other core I need is a silverwood wand core, which I've made a few of, and you know how to make by now, you should do, but I will remind you anyway. because a lot of people apparently haven't watched a few of my episodes. Right, there's that one. Lovely. Now let's stick these in this chest with everything else, and remind myself how to make the other core. Alright, see you folks in a minute. Alright, I have jogged my memory and grabbed all the ingredients for not only this stage but the next stage as well, because it was a little silly of me not to do that earlier. And we're going to make the silverwood wand core next, which obviously takes a silverwood in the middle. And this one, being the complicated one and slightly dangerous, unlike the others which are very rare to fail, takes one of each shard, and I'm probably not going to lay these out perfectly, because I haven't sat here for half an hour and tried to figure out where the perfect positions for everything would be, which I normally do. So it takes one of each shard and a Salus Mundus. I forgot to check the Essentia it needs. Well, I've got my book up here, so let's just quickly check that. And hopefully I've got enough of it, whatever it might be. Okay, all of the Primal and a bit of Precontatio. It shouldn't be a problem. Just check that I've got the all of the Primals. Don't forget we've got 3 of them downstairs already. Tenebrae, plenty of that. Plenty of Ordo, plenty of Aqua. Brilliant. And is there any more Precontatio? I think I've used up a lot of the Precontatio I had now. So I might have to cook up some silverwood. 34, that should be plenty, right? Yeah, it takes 9. 9 of each of those Essentias. The next stage takes a lot more. Okay. Okay, I can sort that out and then come back to you guys. But let's get this silverwood infused. So that's a block of silverwood infused with one of each of the primal shards, a Salus Mundus, 9 of each of the primal Essentias, and 9 Precontatio. And that's knocked off one of the shards. I don't think I've ever mentioned to you guys that it does make a little bit of a noise when it knocks stuff off the table. It does actually take me a while to notice it. Just like a little hiss as things fall off. Great. Cloud of flux. Oh, seriously? And a puddle of flux. It really is horrible when these things go wrong. Is that done? It's done! Alright, that's all of our wand cores. Now we also need a couple of primal charms, which I will make now. Oh, I've got to remember the order. That's what this gold's with me for, by the way. Right, Salus Mundus goes in the middle. Should have written this down somewhere like I normally do. I have no idea what the order is, so I'm just going to switch them about until I find it, I think. Well, logically, air would be at the top. I don't know. Let's try that. Actually, it would be more likely to just switch around their orders a bit on the rows that they're on. Ah, screw this. Let's have a look. Into there, into there. Air, fire, water, earth, and order entropy. So, air, fire, water, earth, order, entropy. Lovely. In goes my wand, and make 2 of them, thank you very much. Should probably make extras, actually. Let's make 4. 5, because you never know what might get knocked off. I'm not going to have enough V for that, am I? Brilliant. Okay. So, I'm going to pause the recording for a minute to go and collect a bit more V and go and collect a bit more Essentia. I'll see you guys when I'm back. Alright, I have set up a ton of Essentia upstairs. I'm just hoping that it's enough because this is a very, very unstable recipe. and it's likely to go wrong. It's not just a small chance of it this time, it's actually quite likely. So I'm going to have to be particularly careful with this one, but there's only so much of that I can do anyway. So let's set up the staff cores first. The extra frustrating thing here is that I've only got one of each staff core, and that might cause me issues. Oh, I never did that. So all of these cores that we've spent all of this time making need to be infused into this one, the silverwood one. That is the silverwood one, right? Yes, it is. So all of these need to be infused into there, so I need to find a good setup for them on the table, specifically a good one, because otherwise this is going to be problematic. Although I think it is precisely 8 objects going into it. Saying that, it might want some Salus Mundus as well. I've got to double check that. And if that's the case, that's even worse. That's even more dangerous. And that's very, very scary, because I'm going to lose things here. I'm pretty sure of it. So, that's all of these staff cores. 2 primal charms. 32 of each primal essentia, that is half a jar. And 64 Praecantatio, that is a full jar. I know I've only got a little bit of Praecantatio down here, but I've got about a jar and a half upstairs as well. So, I'm a little worried about this, but here goes. Let's watch this, because if we're having problems, it will tell me here. Ow. Okay, I'm going to stand back a little. It's going to take a while to get all of the V it needs, to be honest. Not V, Essentia, different thing. Different mechanic of the same thing. Those floating skulls are starting to get on my nerves a little. See, the wall was here when I put them in. Oh, what exploded? Come on, I need to squeeze you back in. I don't think that's enough Ignis. I'm going to stand back a little again and have something to eat. Maybe I should turn the volume up a little as well so I can just hear it go psst when it falls off. Oh god, this is one of the rare times on this mod pack that I actually have to focus a little bit. Hasn't destroyed any of my wand. So, my Minecraft just crashed, and you know how I was saying a minute ago that things, when you're using Thaumcraft, can just implode into non-existence? Well, this is definitely the right mod pack, and right there is where it should say Magiquarry. I'm gonna have to try and fix that. And I really hope I can. And I'm really sorry to you guys if I can't. And I'm just glad that I'd filled enough space for this episode, because at least this way I can go, I'm going to try and fix this before next time. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll hopefully see you all again. But by the looks of it, maybe not. The Magiquarry may actually be dead. I really need to learn to back up my worlds. I really do. Bye.